Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 9 and episode 10 of Recreators. And if you guys have been wondering, like I have like a bunch of explaining to do for you guys. First things first, you're probably wondering why this is a double episode review. Well, that is because obviously not last week, but the week before that, I said it in my vlog, I said it in my Facebook and Twitter, that I was going to be going on a little family vacation, and that's what pretty much happened. That's why that whole week didn't have any videos. Then the week, which was last week, I was planning on, just as you saw, I actually started to do it too, I was putting out double episode reviews. The reason for that is I did the same thing when I was in, when I went on a trip in the winter time, and I wanted to still, of course, give my opinions and thoughts on the previous weeks that I had missed for that episode, and then still do this one. So that's why this, of course, is a double episode review. Things that are different from the winter one, obviously, though, is that for this, I decided, since I don't want to spoil myself, as if I were, before, what I did was watching both episodes, and then I would make what's one huge cut and just make a review for both of them. But instead, I decided I'm going to do, watch episode 9, make a review, watch episode 10, make a review, and then just put them together so that, I don't have, seeing the next episode kind of just changes everything already. So, like, my opinion of something that happened in episode 9 can just be completely changed because of what I saw in episode 10. So to, create, truthful thoughts and opinions on how I felt about episode 9 without it being changed because of something that happened in episode 10, that is why I am doing that. Now, another reason why this is even later and not, it was supposed to be out last week, is the fact that my graphics card ended up dying. I've been waiting for quite a while to get a new one, but I was kind of just trying to see how long it could last because I didn't want to spend a lot of money, until finally, of course, it did, of course, end up dying. So I ended up getting a new graphics card, and finally I ended up getting it, and that is why this video is out now. So that's pretty much the reasons why 2 weeks ago, why there was no videos, why last week it started off making videos, but of course only now, bringing out them again, and why they are double episode reviews, and of course, a little bit about the format. And also, if you guys, I know that there are some people that don't really care about how I feel about, not how I feel, but just, you don't really care too much about my thoughts on, 2 weeks ago's episode. You want to hear your thoughts on at least last week, or of course this week, which I will get onto that when the date comes. But if you want to just skip to the episode 10 portion, like you don't care for the episode 9 portion, then in the description below there is going to be a time link to that, so you can just click it and go straight to that part of the review. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Quite a lot. That was like 3 minutes of just explaining, but there's a lot of things I need to explain to you guys just so you guys understand what is going on and everything. But yeah, now that that is out of the way, let's get on to my episode 9 portion of the review. How did I feel about this episode? Well, honestly, considering how much hype there was at the end of episode 8 with Mamika going straight up against Altair, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting kind of a crazy fight between them. I was kind of a little disappointed in that fact, but still, it looks like what I thought did come true. I wish it didn't, because I actually really do like Mamika's character. She's grown on me a lot, and it's probably one of my favorite characters in the show, and it just so happens, yeah, guess what? Yeah, she ended up dying in this episode. At first, I was like, no, she's gonna get there. She's hurt, but someone's gonna go to help her out or something. Maybe she gets to Meteora then. Maybe she gets to Alice or something. But nope. Guess what? She's dead. And guess who finds her? Of course, not Alice, not Meteora, not anyone else. It has to be the one person. The one person that would just, you do not want finding her, besides, I guess, Altair. And that is, of course, Magane. I was like, right when I saw that, I was like, oh, no. Of all people, why her? Because as you saw, literally, Mamika ends up telling her everything about what happened, and by the time Alice gets there, and I honestly, I felt that Mamika could have told her, but of course, how Mamika's character is, she, she's trusting, and she trusted that, Magane would have told Alice, to which, of course, it wasn't necessarily lies as normal. Magane really knows how to, she's great with the wordplay, that's for sure, and literally, I mean, I guess it doesn't help that Alice is really just she's so easy to end up, persuading on a certain subject. Like literally that was that easy. She should not have trusted Magane at all, to be honest. But I guess her feelings on how, you know, Mamika died right in her arms right there, to which when that moment happened I was like, no, really? That's just, honestly, I was literally, I'm not gonna lie, I teared up a little. I was like, I can't believe it. You know, I could believe it, but I actually thought that it may not end up happening because it kind of seemed like she was the obvious choice to die. But in the end, it kind of just screwed me over because I felt like, nah, that's not gonna happen because that's too obvious. And of course, that ends up happening. So yeah, that honestly pretty much sucked on that point. And then of course, yeah, like I said, Alice being stupid, just full on listens to Magane when she shouldn't have. Like I said, Magane has a way with words, and even though she technically didn't lie, she said everything in, you know, what, you know, Mamika said, but she kind of threw it around, twisted it and everything. Her normal lies, that is her strength, that is her power and everything. And of course, you know, it probably would have been harder on anyone else, but someone like Alice, and obviously Sota as well, because he was gonna fall for it as well later on in the episode. Anyone else, I don't think it would have worked, especially Meteora, as you saw that she ain't having any of it when she was when, you know, pretty much trying to instigate her to fight her and everything. That wasn't gonna happen, you know. That part after literally pissed me off too as well, because Sota is so irritating, honestly. Like, I understand he feels super guilty, he doesn't want to tell anyone, but when there are stakes like this already, you have to tell someone. Meteor was there for him, she was willing, she was listening, she wouldn't have been like, oh my god, like, I don't understand how stupid he can be, honestly. And literally, Magane just like has him on his knees because of what her, you know, her normal, like I said, she's amazing with her wordplay, and she's able to just convince him that, you know, he has to listen to her, he has to do it, because, you know, like I said, he's stupid, and she blackmailed him. And at that point, when you get blackmailed and by, you know, Magane, you know something bad is gonna happen. So at that point, you just look at, you know, the risks and rewards, and at that point, you know, it's not worth working with Magane to keep your secret. It's more worth to go and tell Meteora, who you know would understand, and we saw in this episode she did. That's why I'm loving Meteora even more. But of course, Sota is stupid. Of course, he is just that, I don't know, irritating main character at the moment. And luckily for him, because if he really did end up going and changing, making that Celestia think that, you know, Meteora is the one that is working with Altair and everything, I would have been so pissed at his character. I would have literally just been like, you know what, kill Sota, please. We do not need him in this story at all. Meteora is good enough as a main character, you know, honestly, in my opinion. But luckily for him, Yuya and Meteora were there. They were listening as well, came to save him. Not before, you know, for some reason, I don't know what was going on there, Magane sitting on the rails, and I was like, your skirt, she can see in there. And then yeah, she didn't give a crap, because she ends up using her feet, turning his head straight into her skirt. I'm like, oh, I wonder how. I mean, yes, Magane is crazy. Yes, you don't want to be anywhere near her, but how was the view, Sota? How was the view, honestly? But of course, yeah, after that stupid part happened, Yuya does come. I'm liking his character a lot, honestly, too. He's not like how everyone is, you know, Magane is literally, she is the villain in her story. You know, Yuya, he's also he's the villain in the story as well, but it's not really like he's like like, you know, he has his different types of like what he thinks is right and wrong and stuff. But it's more of a rivalry. We've seen it that him and his main character of his game, he said that they're pretty much rivals. So it's not necessarily like Magane who wants to just kill everyone. They're just rivals, so it's not as bad. That's why I do like Yuya's character. I do like him coming in at that part, fighting her. And of course, obviously Magane is literally her power is still just kind of like, it just negates everyone's thing. Like when he said no one's ever, you know, been not hurt from his move, and then of course now it's just not affected. And once that, you know, becomes true, that is law. It doesn't ever work ever again. So he literally cannot use that power against Magane ever. So yeah, you have to really watch what you say around Magane. It's probably best just to attack her and not say anything, honestly, unless you're like Meteora and, you know, you're smart and you know what to say and everything. So overall, this episode, we got some cool action going towards the end. Not super crazy, but it was a little bit cool. The music, as always, amplifying it even more. But overall, the episode was more of kind of a transition and build up for what's going to happen now that we kind of see that, obviously, Mamika ends up dying. Magane tricks Alice and almost tricks Sota as well to doing her bidding and just fooling around with everything and just making the world burn, honestly. She just wants to see everything burn, honestly, at this point. And then, of course, the action coming at the end. And then the very end, the cliffhanger, we have Alice coming in like a stupid idiot ready to attack and kill Meteora. And she's probably not going to listen to a single thing anyone says. So it should definitely be interesting to see how that next episode goes. Overall, I thought this episode was... It definitely starred, Magane as just like literally... I don't know if you can say that she's just super smart and clever, or it's more of Alice and Sota are just easy just to literally make you do what you want and just like, I don't know, like literally both of them are so stupid right now in this episode. And then of course the big reveal of Mamika ending up dying, which honestly, like I said, it was kind of expected, but I was kind of not expecting it at the same time. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for this part of the episode, guys. I'm gonna skip. It's gonna be a little cut, and we'll go on to the episode 10 portion of the review. So in 3, 2, 1. Here we are at the episode 10 portion of the review, and holy crap, honestly, I mean, considering where we ended, it was kind of to be expected that this was going to be a pretty damn intense episode, considering Alistaria did arrive at the very end, and of course, it looked like she wanted to obviously attack Meteora, because yeah, she's stupid and she's so stubborn throughout this whole episode still as well, even though, like, come on, she should literally start to think to herself, like, you know what? Yeah, why am I believing Magane? It even came to the point that she was willing to, like, kind of fight back to back with her. Like, no, are you kidding me? Alistaria, I get that, how she feels and everything, her virtues, and how her world is so messed up and everything, and how she's not even a knight there. She's like a scarecrow and everything. And she wants, of course, she's so, like, the one thing she wants to do, at least, is, of course, save, get revenge for her friend, which was, of course, Mamika, who she could not save. Even, when she's not in her story, she still can't save the people that she cares for. And I totally understand that. I can see why she would be like this. But she has to see some reason, and it's not, you can't just go ahead and say, like, oh, no, that's just because right at this moment she's very emotional, Mamika just died and everything. No! This is how she's been throughout the whole series so far. And it's like, oh my gosh. At least Sota in this episode finally manned up. And he even stood up to protect Meteor. And he wasn't going to back down. Finally, not just being a scaredy cat like he normally is. Not wanting to tell anyone, what they should know. Because obviously, like this, a lot of this could have been avoided, obviously, Mamika could have been probably not. She probably wouldn't have died either if he would have said something and told her, stopped her from going, try and help her, I don't know, do something besides just tell her and then let her go off. What was he expecting? Her just to be like, oh, okay, so that's the truth. No, of course she was probably going to try and confront, Altair. Of course she's probably going to try and figure out what's really going on, And of course, that's why Sota is getting so irritating throughout these episodes. But this episode, like I said, at least finally he did gain at least a backbone, and he finally did, try to protect what he cares for. Because seriously, this whole season so far is kind of just like, I've been waiting for the moment that Sota at least finally, he mans up and he does something right. He's not just that weak, irritating main character that pretty much just causes problems for everyone. This is the first step. That's all I gotta say. I'm not saying like full on like, yay, finally, this is the Sota I've been waiting for. No, definitely not yet, obviously. He still hasn't even told everyone his secret. So if he does tell that in the next episode, then maybe, that will definitely change my view on him. Not completely, but it's definitely a good step in the, the right direction. Kind of just like how I said, him finally manning up and trying to protect Meteora was finally like one little step in that, him becoming what a main character should be, at least, But yeah, Alistaria throughout this whole episode, so like it looked like she was finally gonna, start to understand a little bit, like, oh, maybe, they were right. Maybe Meteora didn't kill, Mamika, because there's no way if she killed her that she would just go ahead and sacrifice herself, try and protect herself to save, Sota. She would have just let him get hit and try to get away or something along those lines. But obviously she starts to think, oh my gosh, maybe I am wrong. Maybe Meteora is not who I think she is. Maybe she's not the one who killed Mamika. Maybe it's actually Magane, who's literally throughout this whole season, everyone knows already that she pretty much just a bag of lies. Literally just a bag of lies. And I'll get on more on Magane later on, because she also literally completely always somehow, like, I do not know how, she always just like completely does something crazy, and it's like, whoa, okay, I wasn't expecting that. She has like her endless bag of tricks on what her abilities are. And literally, like I said, I was gonna talk more about it later. I started to think about it honestly. But yeah, Alistaria even stabs Celestia at one point, because obviously Altair is also super overpowered. Like, what the hell did she literally can bend reality pretty much. She made it so Celestia's sword literally turned to roses and she gets stabbed by Alistaria. And you think that is the point where Alistaria would finally, maybe start to question herself after she's gotten blood on her hands of someone that obviously is not involved in killing Mamika and everything. But guess what? Instead, she's like, you know what? I'm still gonna go with them. She's probably like, she's so stubborn, and to this point, I think she's just too far gone. I don't think she's gonna have a redemption or anything like that. I have a feeling that she's just too far gone, and the death of Mamika, no longer having her there to maybe change her ways and everything, she's just probably gonna be all on board with Altair, and just it's okay with destroying the world or something. Her world is so messed up, guess what? Might as well destroy this world as well. That's probably how she thinks at this point, honestly. Maybe she gets redeemed, who the hell knows? We just have to wait to see for those episodes. But literally, Alistaria so far has just been pretty damn irritating, I gotta say. Rest of the episode, Magane, completely destroying Yuya. Yuya cannot beat her. It even comes to the point where he talks about his Hangaku, the ghost thing that's always with him. I thought that was his ability. It turns out it's a curse. I'm not too sure what along the lines how he got that curse, because we don't really know his story and everything. We just know that it's a woman general from a story, I guess, that Magane knew of. And I'm not too sure how it went down. Did he willingly give Hangaku to Magane, or did Magane just take it? Because yes, sure, he's like, yeah, it's a bet then kind of thing going on. He'll bet, like, seriously, go and do it then. If you can do it, do it. So I guess he doesn't really want Hangaku, but Hangaku is obviously like a huge portion of his abilities, right? His power. Sure, he's strong, but without that, I don't know. Like, that's like literally a big portion of his powers, obviously. But he seems fine with it going in when he fights off against I forget what his name is, dude with the gun, and literally, obviously he's weak, but he's still fighting. But he does not like, like, oh my gosh, I don't have my ghost anymore. He would be down on the ground if it was forcefully taken away from him. So I guess he let Magane take it, and then Magane just left, and he was fine with it and went to go help, Sota them, I guess. I'm not too sure, honestly. Gotta wait to see again for that next episode. Literally, this episode, super intense, super crazy, but it leaves us with even more questions, honestly. Like, holy crap, you got what happened to Hangaku with Yuya and Magane. What does Magane have left, like, next? Like, she seems to have like an endless bag of tricks, to which we still have not seen all of it yet, and of course she says that, oh, that's the end of part one, kind of like this is obviously like I'm not too sure actually what that means, like maybe the next part in her act kind of thing. And then it's like, what is up with the whole thing with Altair? She can literally bend reality. She can mimic someone else's power. She made a damn mech to go against Rui and everything. And it's like, what else? What can't she do really? Was she made as like an overpowered character? Because so far it seems like that. Then I'm not really getting what happened at the very end, though. If you guys can explain that to me, if you did understand what was going on, why was she glitching out and everything? Is she not really fully there or something, or was that a clone that she sent out there? Obviously her plans, she was planning on doing everything now, but it was not the right time, I guess, or something. So I'm not really too sure on what's going on there. And this also connects to the point with Celestia, to which of course I love the way her creator like manned up and was like, you know, I'm not gonna let you die here. It was actually pretty emotional. It was like a father and daughter kind of thing. He is pretty much her father and everything, and it was nice to see how emotional he got and how he would not let her fall. And through the power of social media, pretty much, he was able to make it so she would transform to her badass, like her new outfit. Her sword was super cool, to be honest, and we had like a full-blown like Fate Stay Night saber moment where she's like, Excalibur! But, well, obviously she didn't say Excalibur, but it was pretty much just like that, and just like literally looked like Alistar was gonna get pretty much burned alive, but of course I guess the guy with the gun saved her or something like that. And then of course that's when she started to glitch out, you know, Altair, they leave, and then all of a sudden her image of everything on her, you know, the new stuff on her disappeared, and Celestia was back to having a huge wound in her stomach. So I'm not too sure if that was connected or it's just like only for a little bit she's able to get that power. I'm not really sure on how that works at all, because he was able to use the, you know, social media, post it on Twitter, and people liked it a lot, and it became real. But why did it turn back to normal? Kind of confusing me on that point, but probably have more answers on that later on in the next episodes. Like I said, this episode was intense and awesome, but it definitely did leave a lot of questions for me, and I mean, I'm guessing for you too as well, because unless you like know the answers, then feel free to comment below, as long as it's not spoiling and everything, you know, if you read the source material. But if you have like a little inkling on like your own theory, feel free to comment below. I always want to hear you guys' thoughts on like what kind of theories you can come up with, and then if it comes true, it's like, holy shit, you were right, you know. But yeah, overall, pretty damn awesome episode. Soundtrack is always backing up and amplifying and making it even better. Action was awesome. The story of what's going on is awesome. Sota finally, you know, improving a little bit by manning up. Alistaria still irritating, but, you know, still badass ending. And honestly, I cannot wait to see what the next episodes have, you know, gonna have offered up for us, because I really cannot wait for the next episodes. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom double episode review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. That pertains to both, you know, episode 9 and episode 10, so feel free to go ahead and comment for either of those. And if there's anything I missed and you want to talk about as well for both episodes, feel free to comment below too. And if you did enjoy it, like, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And as always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts, anime watchers only and source material readers. How did you feel about this episode? Good, bad, whatever you guys want to talk about, feel free to comment below. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.